Hello and welcome to another installment of Conspirator Brock's Poll List. This is my poll list for the week of July 16th, 2014. So let's get started. It's actually kind of a fairly small week for myself. Also at the shop we didn't have very many books. I know there was a lot more books that came out. We just don't have enough space for all of them. So first off, Batman Eternal number 15. We're in week 15. And yes, I have finally caught up. The catching up was great. I read I think 6 weeks worth of Batman Eternal books, and every one was amazing. The only downside was the art change from book to book at certain times was a little jarring, but overall I've been really enjoying Batman Eternal, and I hope it continues with the trend of being awesome. Next up we have Batwoman number 33. Batwoman's still been good, so I'm still checking it out. Still a great read. If you haven't gotten on the Batwoman bandwagon, there's a couple of trades you can go back and pick up, but Batwoman, good stuff. Next up is Fables number... where are they? I don't know. They're always in a pain in the ass spot to find. Fables number 142. Fables is still strong. Big B is supposed to be coming back, so we'll see what takes place in this issue. Next up is Harbinger number 25. Valiant's been kicking it out of the park. Harbinger's been a great title, so I'm excited to get to this 25th issue. I'm not sure if this... I don't know if this is continuing or not, or if they're gonna stop it and start with something new. Valiant was playing around with some title changes coming up soon, so we'll see where it goes. Next up is Harley Quinn Invades Comic-Con International San Diego number 1, or as a one-shot. San Diego Comic-Con is close at hand. It is in not this weekend, but the following weekend. So this is Harley Quinn, crashing that party, which a lot of us would love to do, but it is damn expensive to go to Comic-Con. So we'll see what antics Harley has down in San Diego. So if you want some Harley, check it out. Next up is Manifest Destiny number 8. Who was asked on Twitter on the podcast, we answered a question about indie titles that are our top picks, and Manifest Destiny is definitely up there for me. It's a really, really good read. It's Lewis and Clark's escapades across America, and it's not what you think it is. It has mythological creatures, it has zombie vegetation, giant creatures. It's just really, really just a great read, and I highly recommend Manifest Destiny. The first volume is out, and it's nicely priced at $9.99. So if you're interested, I would highly suggest checking it out. Next up is the New 52 Futures End number 11. I did get caught up with Futures End. It does definitely suffer from Countdown's problems, where they had a couple of stories within each issue on different characters, and then they go to another issue and they drop a character or two and pick up another character that you're now following. So this book is definitely something that you need to read in chunks. I would probably recommend 3 to 4 issues at a time, so 3 weeks or a month worth of New 52 Futures End. I'm enjoying the story. It's not really moving forward very quickly, but again, it's a weekly series, so it's going to take a lot longer for this to develop. I'm still enjoying it, still think the premise is cool, so I'm still on board. Next up, we have Robin Rises Omega. Damian is supposedly coming back, so we'll see. The Batman and Frankenstein, or Batman and Ra's al Ghul, I don't remember what the issue was, the issue was. I think it was Ra's al Ghul. Was really, really cool. It followed the same flow, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, something happens on the last page, and it continues in this. So I'm curious to see if they can make it work and not be as jarring as it was reading Batman and. So we'll see. I've liked Damian's character, especially with the early stuff from Batman and Peter Tomasi's take on it. Not so much a big fan of Morrison's take on it, even though Damian is a Morrison created character, I believe. So we'll see where this goes. And then finally on my pull list is Unity number 9. This is an Armor Hunters tie-in. I've read up through the Armor Hunter stuff so far, and I've been enjoying it. I'm looking forward to those little one-shots or minis that are coming out with Armor Hunters. So if you haven't checked out a Valiant title, Armor Hunters is a good story to get into. You could easily go down and figure out which titles to check out. So that's it for my pull list. There is a variant cover this week that I did pick up for the Batman 75th, and that was Batwoman number 33. Liked the cover, so I decided to pick it up. Teen Titans number 1 did come out this week, and it also had a Batman variant. I chose not to do it, get it, because it wasn't I didn't really like the variant, and I'm not a big fan of the Teen Titans. Kenneth Rockford does the art, which I think his artwork is amazing, except when it starts to branch out to a lot of characters. It starts to get just a little too overwhelming at times. So, but yeah, if you're interested, Teen Titans number 1 did come out this week. This is my read list, so this is the stuff that I'm going to check out this week. First up is an Image title number 1, Dark Engine. Know nothing about it, and I'm going to read it and find out. So if you see this on a future read list, then you know it was pretty good. If you don't necessarily see it, it's because either it was crap or we didn't get anybody buying this, so we didn't really order number 2s. So either way, if it's good, I will let you know. Next up is Elektra number 4. I've been enjoying the Elektra series so far, so we'll see where it goes. She was in quite a tight spot at the end of the last issue, so we'll see if she can get out of it. And next up is Infinite Crisis: Fight for the Multiverse number 1. This is based on the a video game that's Infinite Crisis. So I mean, I've enjoyed the Injustice comic book and the Arkham Unhinged comic books. I've stopped reading the Injustice ones just because we don't necessarily get enough to read. But I'm probably going to end up picking those up in trade format and giving them a try, because I hear they're still really, really fun reads. So I'm going to check out Infinite Crisis and see if it works. Next up is Original Sin number 6. An amazing, amazing book so far. I've mentioned before, but everything's unfolding. It's really good. Jason Aaron's knocking it out of the park with this. The tie-ins that I have read have been okay. But for the most part, you can read Original Sin and just need to read that. But I do highly recommend it. It is a good book. Next up is She-Hulk number 6. Initially, She-Hulk wasn't necessarily something that was up my alley. It's slowly starting to have some depth to it. So I'm going to keep checking it out. But yeah, we'll see where it goes. But She-Hulk still up in the air. Silver Surfer number 4 also came out, featuring the Guardians of the Galaxy. Not a big fan of Mike Aldred's work, but we'll see where it goes. I do like Silver Surfer, so I'll give it another shot, and I'm got to see what the cash grab Guardians are doing in this issue, just because. So, the next up is the issue that is hopefully going to explain why the heck Supergirl in Justice League United doesn't have a ring on. This is Supergirl number 33, Red Daughter of Krypton. Apparently she's giving up the ring. I don't know, but I've seen her in other books, and she doesn't have a ring on. So I have no idea what's going on within continuity, but hopefully this will clarify that a little bit. There were 2 books that I was not able to check out initially for the pull list. The first one was Green Lantern New Guardians number 33. Yes, I'm still torturing myself with the Lantern books. Sinestro's been really good, so we'll see if they can pick it up. And I know that there's that New God stuff coming up with the Green Lantern books, so we'll see where that goes. And then the other title was Legendary number 5, I believe 5 of 7. came out. It's been a good title. Been enjoying it, so hopefully I'll get to check that out. So other than that, that's my pull and read list for the week. There were a couple of trades that came out. The one I featured on my blog is Alex plus Ada Volume 1. I read probably about the first 4 or 5 issues of it. I didn't finish that first story arc, but I did enjoy it, so I'm most likely going to go back and pick up that trade at some point. But yeah, that did come out. Also, the Second Chances, I believe it's the guy that writes Scott Pilgrim. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but he came out with a new book that is out today. So if you're into Scott Pilgrim, check that out. I know we have plenty of copies at the shop. If you want to order a copy or pick one up. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. You can find me on Twitter. My handle is @BrockSager. You can also go to conspiratorbrock.com. That's where I post these video poll lists and try to get other stuff up. With the wonderful time that I have as a parent, I don't get very much of that. So, and then you can also listen to me on the Comics Conspiracy podcast, which you can download at geekbox.net. I do have links here on Conspirator Brock to go to get that. Other than that, again, I'm going to sign off soon because my nose is stuffed up and I can barely hear because my ears are clogged. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.